Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, I'll be walking you through the process of payment reconciliation in Seller Central. This is crucial for keeping track of your earnings, expenses, and overall business health. First, log into your Amazon Seller Central dashboard using your username and password. Then, go to the menu in left corner and navigate to the order report under the order section. For payment reconciliation, we'll need 3 reports: order, payment, and return reports. Before proceeding, we'll download the order report from 1st May to 31st May and the payment and return reports from 1st May to 15th June or onwards. This is because some payments and returns for May will be received in June. After selecting the date range, request the report. You'll see an option to download it next to the requested report. I have already requested an order report, so I'll download this one. It will be downloaded in TXT format, which can be hard to read. Let's save the file with the name Order Report and open it with Notepad. To make it easier, select all the text by pressing Ctrl or copy it with Ctrl-C and paste it into an Excel sheet by pressing Ctrl-V. Let's create a new workbook and rename the 2 sheets as Order and Final. We'll perform our payment calculations on the final sheet. Now, let's move on to downloading the return report. Navigate to the Return Reports under Reports section in left drop-down menu. Click on View FBA Reports under Return Reports. Next, click on FBA Customer Return Report, then click on Go to the Download section and select the date range. Request the report, remembering to choose dates from May 1st to June 15th or onwards. I have already requested the report, so I'll download this one. Save the file named Return Report and proceed to download the payment report. Go to the payment repository under Payment in the menu drop-down. Once you've selected your desired date range, click on Request and proceed to download the requested reports. In this example, I've already requested the payment report, so now I'll proceed to download it. Now, save the file with the name Payment Report. With that done, we've successfully downloaded all the necessary reports. Now open up the payment report. In this payment report, you'll find all types of charges and payments made to your account. Here you can see the order Idaho and the credited amount corresponding to that order ID, as well as deductions for returned orders. For the reconciliation, we'll need 2 columns from this payment report, the first column with order IDs and the last column, which contains the payment received for each order. I'm explaining everything in detail, so this video might get a bit lengthy. But bear with me as we go through each step to ensure you understand the process thoroughly. Now, copy the Order Idaho column from the order sheet and paste it into the final workbook. Make sure all the orders are from the month of May. Next, we'll need the quantity column from the order sheet. This will help us calculate the product cost for each order. Just copy and paste it into the final workbook. Similarly, we'll copy the SKU column from the order sheet. This will help us identify the product in each order. You can also use ASINs instead of SKUs, but with SKUs you can more easily identify the product than with ASINs. Let me highlight the upper row so that it's more visible in the video. Yeah, now it's better. Next, add a new workbook where we'll extract the data from the payment report. Now, let's move to the payment report and extract the necessary data for reconciliation. First, we'll copy the order IDs from the 3rd column. Copy all the Order Idaho data and paste it into the reconciliation payment workbook. Next, we'll copy the received amount from the last column and paste it into our working sheet. There might be multiple payments for a single order ID, or you might see repeated order IDs. To clean up the data, we'll remove redundancy and blank cells by applying a pivot table. Let's copy the data by pressing Ctrl+C and paste it by pressing Ctrl+V. We've now extracted the necessary data from the payment report. Let's highlight the upper row and rename this sheet to Payment Data next. We'll apply a pivot table. To apply a pivot table, go to the Insert menu in Excel's top bar and click Pivot Table. It will automatically select the data from the sheet. Choose New Workbook and then press OK. This will redirect you to the new workbook. Here, drag Order Idaho and drop it under Rows. Similarly, drag Total and drop it under Values. Now you have successfully refined the data. You have unique orders with one value for each order, and all the blank cell values are summed and written in the last cell. We'll use this data to reconcile with the orders we received in May. Rename this workbook to Payment Pivot Values next. Go to the final workbook and add a new column named Payment Received Now. We'll use the VLOOKUP formula to find and write the corresponding payment values for all the order IDs. You can watch videos to learn the VLOOKUP formula, or just follow the steps mentioned here. First, enter an equal sign and write VLOOKUP, then press Tab, select the cell in the Order Idaho column, type a comma, go to the Payment Pivot sheet and select the entire table. Then type another comma. Enter 2 for the column index number. Since we need values from the second column, type another comma. Enter 0 for an exact match, close the bracket, and press Enter. We have successfully applied the formula, and now we can confirm if the written value is correct or not. Just copy the Order Idaho from the order sheet and find the same Order Idaho in the Payment Pivot sheet. Here you can see we're getting the same value as we got from the formula. Next, we'll apply the same formula for all the order IDs. However, we can't simply drag the formula to all cells because this will change the table range selected in the formula, causing errors for some order IDs. We need to first freeze the selected table. We'll freeze the table from this cell to the last cell. Go to the final sheet, click on the formula, and freeze the range by pressing the F4 key or Function plus F4. Now you can drag to apply the formula to all the cells. You can simply follow the same steps and press Enter. Now, drag to apply the formula to all the cells. That's it. You will see some values with NA, which means you haven't received any payment for those orders. Orders have been cancelled. To remove NA, we can add the IFNA function to the formula. This will return 0 instead of NA for orders where no payment was received or where orders were cancelled. To remove NA, we can add the IFNA function to the formula. This will return 0 instead of NA for orders where no payment was received or where orders were cancelled. Now, drag the final formula to apply it to all the order IDs. This will ensure 0 values for cancelled orders. Next, add all the payments received from Amazon. Press Alt plus equal to sum all the payments received in your account. Let's bold and highlight the total payment received. Next, we'll move on to calculate the product cost to fulfill each order. Open the return report. Now, copy the Order Idaho from the return report and find the corresponding Order Idaho in the final workbook. Once you find it, write Returned next to the Order Idaho. Repeat the same process for the other returned order IDs. For the order IDs not marked as returned, label them as delivered. We'll calculate the product cost only for the delivered orders. For the remaining orders, write the status as delivered. Let's change the return status to red color so that it will be easily visible to us for product cost calculation. Now we'll add a product cost column where we'll list the cost of each order that we are investing to fulfill. Remember, we will not calculate the cost for returned orders. Currently, I am assuming a random value of $8 for each unit. You will need to enter the actual product cost of your items. For orders with multiple quantities, we have to multiply the product cost by the number of units. Enter the product cost by multiplying the unit cost by the ordered quantity. Meanwhile, as I fill in all the cells, you can hit the subscribe button and like the video. For the orders marked as returned, we won't add the product cost to this calculation since the product will be returned to us. So we'll enter 0 for those orders. To add all the product costs, press Alt and the equal button together in the bottom cell. Let me make it bold and highlight it with yellow color so that it will be easily visible to you. Now we have all the required details for the calculation. Write received payment and next to it, enter the received amount. You can either enter an equal sign and select the total amount cell, or you can simply copy and paste the values. Similarly, write product cost and enter the cost value next to it. Then write shipping charges or packing cost. For now, I'm entering 0 since we are using FBA. Next, for accurate calculation, we also need to include other charges like advertising costs and FBA inventory fees. We'll also include the subscription fee. For all these values, we'll go to the payment report and filter for the required amounts. Go to the payment sheet and select any heading cell, then click on Filter in the Excel home bar menu. To extract all required charges, go to the Type cell in the header of the sheet. Go to the Filter drop-down above the Type cell, deselect all the values, and then select Inventory Management Fee. Here you will see values for both May and June. However, we'll only take the values for May, as we are calculating profit and loss for that month. Add these 3 values and paste them into our reconciliation sheet. Our total inventory fee is $356.34. Similarly, we'll retrieve values for advertising costs and subscription fees. Go to the Filter drop-down above, deselect all the values, and then select Service Fee. Next, we'll take only the values for May. First, we'll copy the advertising cost for May, copy the value and paste it into the sheet. Similarly, we'll copy the last charge, which is the subscription fee charged by Amazon. Copy the subscription fee and paste it into the reconciliation sheet. Write subscription fee in a cell and paste the value copied from the payment report next to it. Now that we have included all charges and received payments, write net profit loss in a new cell. In the cell next to it, press Alt plus equal to sum all the values. So, this is the final profit we calculated. Let me highlight this for clarity. However, there is one mistake in the calculation. The product cost should be negative. Let me add a negative sign to correct this. So the final value is negative, which means we incurred a loss of $122.46 last May month. In this way, you can perform your monthly payment reconciliation and track your business growth. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button and the bell icon to stay updated on new content.